Who's going where? Where are we splitting the party to?
Survivors, and as I turn to walk away, I am going to point out to Mordecai that being in this area in general is currently a bad decision because no place currently is safe from this thing.
That's exactly what I'm trying to tell all of you, is that we need to talk to these Sahuagin, tell them that we need to basically get them to pack up all the water that they can carry, and we need to get the heck out of Dodge.
Well, you go with the captain and discuss that, and the rest of us can go look for
10-4.
what few survivors there might be.
Hi, I think that's a good idea.
Yes, that's a good idea, Killian. We'll see you later. I'm going to stay here with the captain and Mordecai. Go right along.
All right, so Killian and Agnes and are going out. Just you two, correct?
I guess, since,
Okay.
you know, I thought Vance
Since
said
we got
he
a
was
bunch of
going
chicken
a second
shit.
ago.
Well, I don't know. Mordecai's kind of talked me down from that ledge, so to speak. I don't know. I don't want to wind up dead, man.
Vance, you're no more likely dead there than you are here.
Right. Well, at least I have you and Mordecai to stand behind. All right. Very well. I'll come with you, Killian. All right. Babysitting duty for me again, Cap. And
Really, I thought I was the babysitter.
I stroll off behind Agnes and throw my arm around her.
I think
Let's
you
want
he's got
that
it
stuff?
backwards.
He has
If
no
you
legs,
get
he
to-
won't have any arms.
Agnes, do lighten up, please. Please, we're all friends here.
If
When
you
you're
get
not
into any
feeling
trouble,
well, you get angry.
Yeah, and the
I
Sahuagin
offered
actually.
you a foot massage a while ago. You didn't take me up on it. You would be feeling very fine if I had massaged those dainty little dwarven feet of yours.
You're not touching my feet.
Very well. All right, let's be off then, fellows.
Captain Tom, one thing that the Sahuagin say to you is your friends look a little weary. They look pale. They look sick. So
Aye, they are very sick. They've got the white ghost shivers. I, however, have an extraordinary immune system and am completely healed of the disease. But I will let them know that you feel that they look ill. Ahoy there, Vance.
Toy Cap, what is it?
Talk here says that you look very ill. Which I
Yes,
told him.
I'm not feeling 100%, that's for damn sure. You're the only one that's managed to throw off these damn shivers, man. Yes, you know what state I was in. You witnessed me on the toilet yesterday.
Well, I
This
tried
morning,
to be.
I should say.
I tried to be humble about it. I said I was still feeling a little under the weather, but I think we'd all pull through.
Yes, none of us are any better. We're actually a little bit worse off, I believe, Captain. What of it, though? Do these people have some sort of home remedy or something?
Here, let me ask.
Light
there,
some
Talk.
candles for us or something?
Do you have any way of curing white ghost shivers?
he's basically asking you what is white ghost shivers. White ghost that shivers. He has no clue what the white ghost that shivers do. You know, he has no clue what it does. And in fact, he kind of gives you
Don't
the
worry.
tilted head with the deer in the headlights look. What are you talking about?
Vance, he says he's got something for you. He thinks it'll make it a lot better.
Captain, judging by his posture and his facial expressions, I don't believe he knows anything at all about what you're talking about. Are you sure, man?
Oh no, trust me, I'm the expert here. He said I've got something that'll make that all better.
I'm the
His
expert.
confusion came mostly from the fact that I thought perhaps he wouldn't have that. He said, I'm one of the native Sahuagin, of course. I've got ointment for the white ghost shivers. What do you think I am?
Very well, Captain. You're the expert. You're the one that can speak these damn click-clock language or whatever. But is he going to produce this cure? I'm sitting here with bated breath on
Well,
the edge of my seat, so to speak.
Why don't you go off and search for survivors, and when you come back, I'll have the ointment here for you waiting.
Oh, it's an ointment. Okay. All right.
Yes,
Since you seem to know the exact method of the cure, I'm somewhat bolstered. All right. Well, let us be all friends. Apparently, the captain has got Talk Tick Took, or whatever his name is, and he's going to cure us of these white ghost shivers. If anything he said proves true. So yeah, we're going to head off now, I believe.
Okay. So you
I
guys
believe in positive reinforcement as
I
medicine.
see that. Okay. Tony Robbins.
The beard's looking good tonight, Captain Tom, by the way.
Thank you.
Mordecai, you're also with the captain. Vance, Agnes, and Killian, you three head out basically the gates as you guys are inside of the encampment. You can see that it's actually a pretty nice size. It's about 25. The entire circumference of is about a 50-yard. It's like probably about a 25-yard radius. It's actually a pretty nice village. Almost a dozen reed-made tents. There's lots of wood stacked up. Looks like they're making more fortified shelters. Several more fortified positions on the wall as well. So it looks like they've actually got quite a bit of supplies stocked up within the encampment. Now, for the reed huts, several of them have small, little plumes of smoke coming at them, probably with fires inside of them. And there's a larger tent as well, and you can see this is where Mordecai, Captain Tom, and the elders are going to. Now they take the injured Sahuagin off to another tent where it looks like he's getting plenty of attention from the other Sahuagin. There's several small, not many children running around, and then there's a couple other Sahuagins that are training on like dummies and whatnot. And these dummies, they actually kind of look human-like. So
This is the white village.
yeah, it is. It is. Yeah,
The
there's
one we're currently in. Okay.
correct. Yes. There's several Sahuagin making baskets. You can see that several of them are basically using large stone slabs, and there's lots of fish just shingled on them, and it looks like they're taking like a salt and rubbing it into it and placing the fish in the baskets. And like I said, several younger Sahuagin running around, and as you guys are walking out, several Sahuagin come up to you, offer you like a shell necklace, and put it around each one of your necks. Also, they offer you I want to say like a deep shell clam, and it's steaming. It has a liquid inside of it, and it actually has a pretty good aroma to it. And there's like a bed of seaweed under it. So they're holding this ball of seaweed with this clamshell inside of the seaweed. So they hand it to you, and they're lifting it up to their mouth to drink it.
I'm gonna drink it.
And there's
I suck
oh, it's very tasty. I mean, if you like a brisk, you would like it. It has several large chunks of like a conch meat inside of it. So they're just kind of bowing towards you, bowing to you, and trying to show hospitality, basically. So the captain and Mordecai, they head off to the larger tent that basically dominates the middle of the encampment, and Vance, Agnes, and Killian, you three head south. And there's several more Sahuagin out in the open area of the well, getting water, also tending to the dead that are out there. And there's actually several that they've been able to revive, and trying to stop the bleeding of their massive wounds. You can see one of the Sahuagin that Wilbur gashed open with all of his claws. The rake. You can see they've actually got him back up. He's sitting up, and he's quivering as you guys are walking by, like he doesn't want any more of you. So you guys walk over about 50, 75 yards to where this other encampment was, and you can see that there's quite distinctly. I'm not even going to make you do a perception check, but you can tell where there's a trail of blood, from where that Sahuagin was basically, pulling himself with his arms. Now there's, like I said, there's tons of new rock outcroppings. There's lots of moss. This massive, archway broken, several pillars standing up, a couple broken columns, and this is all moss covered. So this has been, it's been a long time since this has probably seen any kind of daylight. Now, as for the camp itself, it's gone. Where it was, there's these jagged outcroppings now, and you can, you guys want to, what do you guys want to do while you're here? You don't hear any other screams right now.
I recall hearing from Killian that this Tasha, this burly woman in town, had several swords stolen by these Reds. I'm going to keep an eye out if I see any nicer swords laying around. I'm trying to retrieve them for Tasha.
Okay.
I'm trying to make as many friends in the community as possible.
I can see that, Vance Longstroke. I like that.
I'm going to walk around the perimeter and see if I can find anybody that might have escaped.
Okay, why don't you give me, if everybody is actively looking, I wouldn't be opposed of everybody giving me a perception check to see what you would find. Meaning Killian, Agnes, and Vance. I'm going to go with a DC of 15. Going with a DC of 15. I'll let the 14 go. That's close enough. Seems like Vance is just kind of running around in circles, pity-patting around and, loosening his collar. Oh, it's so hot and humid. And by this point, it's later in the afternoon now, and it's very hot, very humid. The bugs are so thick and nasty out there. It's really nasty. Now, Agnes and Vance, you two are kind of searching on these outcroppings. And you can see that what appears to possibly be, there's a cave. It looks like a cave.
Do you see this guy, Agnes?
This big, huge cave in front of us? No, I don't see
it. Is it huge, Dave?
It's. I'll describe this a little bit better for you.
So even if it's human size,
okay.
Yeah, it's big.
My dear, that's not considered big. I will show you big things one of these days, but that's not considered big, dear. It's just,
you show her that, she'll cut her off.
Killian, you don't even see the damn thing. Right over here, man. It's the hole in the ground, leading to your damned living dungeon.
So yes, this is it's like a sliver in one of the sides of the rock outcroppings, and this is, oh my gosh, big old fucking rocket going up. Holy shit. But yeah, man, you guys hear that? You probably don't hear it, but man, that's a big rocket. Holy crap, everything's shaking. Well, I hear the dogs barking and all that stuff.
I hear that.
But anyways, as you guys are looking around, it's not like a big cave per se. It's like a slit in the side of the rock outcropping, and you can see that it goes back into about 6 feet or so till you lose the light, and then you can still see
it's big enough for us to
exactly. Yes, you could definitely. Yeah, you definitely could. Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, there's runes around, broken columns, and some portions there's like marble floor tiles sticking out. You can see roof tiles. You can see what appears to be like a moss-covered tower steeple. It's just shit, just everywhere. Yeah, just
debris from everything. Yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly the best way that I can describe it. Vines everywhere, shrub, a lot of plants, a lot of grass that's not even on this island, that are probably in different parts of the Dragon Empire, are now on Omen.
Okay. What do you think, guys? Should we go back and tell old Cap and Mordecai that we've discovered the entrance to this thing? Maybe, perhaps. I don't know, but it seems to lead further in ground.
Yeah, I can actually also. I think I have a map. I think I made a map for that. Let me see if I did.
And how are we on survivors? Is there any? We took some
none
whites with us, right?
Yeah.
No survivors. Okay.
Well, how many of the
Wow.
whites did you take with you? I mean, you don't even see any
I don't
corpses.
know that.
There's no corpses
Right.
either. So, but this
Okay.
is pretty much.
Okay.
This is pretty much what you see, and I'm gonna take Mordecai off this, and Wilbur, and the captain. So you three are here.
Okay.
And you can see the rock outcroppings that are pushing up off over this direction here, where this massive stump is. Behind this stump, you can see that it goes into looks like it goes into the earth, where that where that mossy rock outcropping is. But there's just debris. There's all kinds of different architecture, columns and pillars and whatnot, just sticking up all over the place. Lots of weird mushrooms. It's just it's crazy. Not like anything else on the island.
Oh, what do you think, Killian?
What say you?
We could go get the rest of our group and then go dive in, swords ablazing, and put an end to this thing once and for all. I assume that is what you.
Well,
think.
my first thought is that I'm.
Oh
not
yeah, J-Dog,
sure
it's
that
worth
the
it, but
captain's,
it's a horrible DM
little
screen
bait
though.
plan is going to work. I think we are
Right.
going to have to go inside and fight this thing.
I don't think the captain, any of his plans are going to work, but that's neither here nor there.
If you like a DM screen full of art, you'll like the 5e.
Dive into this thing
If you
sooner
want
or later.
information,
Although I'm apprehensive
don't get
about it, I nevertheless will go in if called upon to do so.
Well, the first thing we should do before, even if we attempt to enter this thing, let us get the populace of this other village back to a somewhat safer location at Gastron's Point, and then we will see from there which way we should attempt.
check
to,
out my YouTube review,
I
J-Dog,
guess,
on it.
tackle this.
We have no
I did a
idea how
review.
long
I did a
this thing's
panel by
gonna be
panel
here.
review, so you can
I mean,
see
it
what
could
you're
be
actually
gone by the
getting.
time we get all that
It's
done.
on
Then,
YouTube.
Yeah, but we also don't know how
many
deep
days
it is.
take.
I'd rather have Mordecai, the captain, and Wilbur with us than just leave for
I mean
days.
to get them with us, but I'm talking about this whole evacuation plan. That could take 2 days or more to accomplish.
Well,
and
that
then
the
we
Proud
have no
Mary already
idea.
left. Remember, the Proud Mary
We have
left
no idea
left
how long
harbor.
this thing will be here. It's right before us now,
Honestly, at this point, the entire island, there's no way that we're gonna be able to
There's
evacuate.
no safety
so.
anyways,
But no.
anywhere. Yeah.
And with
So-
these mountains cropping up everywhere, it's probably even harder to have that scry working, or
Right.
it
Yeah,
even
we're
is
beyond the
scribes.
sight of the scrying device now, I believe, right?
No, you're still within. Well,
We still have a
technically,
process, right? Okay.
technically, yes, you are, because it depends on. I mean, are you guys heading back over towards the northern encampment? Well, you guys
Yeah,
have
we gotta do
ESP, so okay. So you guys
Oh, we do.
kind of, and also I want to ask you, you guys are mapping the island as you're exploring, correct? Because I haven't heard anyone say that you are.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any definite points to put up,
You
but
are.
we're RPing mapping it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. At least
Yeah.
at least I
That's-
yeah, that's all I
I'm
care
constantly
about.
jotting down locations.
Okay.
and stuff.
Here,
yeah,
Agnes,
because
That's cool.
I even had Vance amend
Agnes
the
is
map
constantly,
when the
constantly
first
nagging me about it.
Okay, because I see the group journal, which is right here.
Really?
Yeah, I see the group journal,
Yeah,
and
I
it
don't even
it
know
does
what
have
Gastron's Point
it
is
does
on
have
the map,
Omen
though.
on there. So, oh, Gastron's
that's
Point
just,
is
like, for
down
flavor.
here. It's down here in the very lower right hand side. You know where
Okay.
the sort of like
Yeah.
the point is that sticks out. Gastron's Point is down there.
Okay, yeah, but as far as actual markings on a for real serious map, no.
No, I
It's
know
been
that you're
kind of
I know that you're not
Say
doing the
we're
Vey
marking
thing and
it.
making a map, by the grid.
right.
but-
I really don't have anything to
No.
go off of.
No, as long as you
So,
guys are
but-
telling me that you're
none of us
stopping
have that
for
kind of talent.
as long as you guys are stopping for several minutes and kind of jotting down locations and whatnot.
We've been marking what we've found.
Taking note of
the village that we came with, not the village, but the buildings that we found that were pulled from somewhere else. Agnes made sure I marked that down, and we marked down the location where the new crop of land jutted up.
You came up from the water
to come back later and see if it has grown or something.
Yeah,
and then we already have the Sahuagin villages marked on the map.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, that's where we're at.
Yep.
Here.
I just wanted to.
That there's a living dungeon sprung up here.
All right. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to check with you on that because we hadn't really, talked about that yet. So, as you guys are heading north back to the Sahuagin encampment, you can see that there is a massive over the tree line of the jungle that you're in. You can see that there is a massive mountain range. That is the mountain range that is being talked about. Now, it's on the upper. I'm going to say it separates the middle of the island to the northern part of the island. So it's probably about 2/3 of the way up. So you're probably about 5 miles away. It's a good ways away.
All right.
And technically, even the captain had mentioned this. The vigil, it's not able to see over that that new
past
mountain range anymore. So that's what they were wanting you to do, is find out what the fuck is, well, sorry, pardon the language, but what the hell is on the other side of that range. So
right.
So you guys are getting quite a bit of this mapped, and you get back to the village.
The other village.
Well, before they get back, while they were gone,
Mordecai,
I wanted to
Tom.
I wanted to tell Talk. I want to say Talk. Do you think that you could get one of your men to fill up a clay pot with some mud?
He's wondering what do you need the mud for? Is it is it required for some type of human ritual?
Yes, it's a very deeply important ceremony that we must perform.
Okay, he tells one of the other elders to go get one of the small children to get a bowl full of moist mud for you.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Talk. Now let's get down to business.
Okay. He's all ears, basically. Even though he really doesn't have any ears, he's got couple small holes on the side of his head, but he's all ears. He's open ears, Captain.
Well, you mentioned that you had much to discuss, and that you...
Very cool, Sanders. Yeah, I remember reading about it.
To help you in any way possible. So, what is it that you wanted to tell me?
He says that you've really helped them enough already, and they are not holding any grudges against you, but these people are from the Fangs, and your ship at one point destroyed several of their ships, and in the manner that you destroyed their ships, you basically took no prisoners, and you were basically killing them as they were trying to swim away after you had sunk the ships. And Talk does not forget this, and he remembers that it was not only your boats but another boats as well that attacked their ships, and he describes their ships as basically massive upside down turtle shells with other structures built on platforms inside of these shells, which you've seen plenty of these, and these ships are not the most tactical type of ship. They're floating vessels, but for attacks and maneuvering, your flagship, the Emerald Queen, are able to destroy multiple ships. And he goes on to telling you that he can forget that, but that's how his people got here, is from your ship and several other ships that was in the company of. He knows who Captain Tom Flint is now that he has you by himself, and many Sahuagin died because of not only your ship but the other ships that were accompanying you, and the remaining Sahuagin from these vessels that you destroyed had no other choice but to come to Omen, and they started basically building a small little colony here. They sent several messengers off back towards the Fangs, which is due north of Omen, basically. But to no avail, they've never heard back, and it's been 3 to 4 months' time since they've been on the island. Now, several things have happened since they've come to the island. First off, as they were exploring, thank you, Zakish, for the follow. As they were exploring, trying to find supplies, trying to find goods, trying to find food, they found a temple in the center of the island. And he describes this as a very beautiful temple. No stairs, just paths and ramps. And they explored this temple. It was untouched by time, as Talk describes it. Beautiful. And they found an entryway that had been sealed. So they broke the seal to this temple. They started exploring the, upper parts of this temple, where they started finding a legged frogman. And these legged frogmen, they started talking with these, because their languages are somewhat familiar with one another. They're somewhat similar. So, there was a lot of fighting going on. The Sahuagin were tactically retreating. They got the door sealed up, but they were still communicating through the door that they had sealed up. Now, these were an ancient people. These were an ancient serpent type of people. But over time, they've evolved, and now they have legs. They are not the slithering serpent that, was portrayed. Now, they've been inside of this temple, locked within, and they have not been able to get out for ages. And they want their island back. They claim to be the original dwellers of this island, and they were put in that temple by someone known as the Wizard. And this was many, many, many ages ago, thousands of years ago, that their people have been inside this temple, unable to get out, magically sealed within. Now, they want their island back. They are, now that the seal has been broken, it's just a matter of time that they're going to be able to get out on their own. And whenever they get out, because the Sahuagin, they were trying to work some kind of peace with them. They were trying to negotiate something to where they could possibly all stay on the same island. Well, the Frogmen want nothing to do. They call themselves the Frogloks, and they don't want anything to do with peace. They don't want anything to do with anyone. They want their island back, and they're going to do whatever it takes. So whoever's on the island is going to feel the wrath of the Froglok civilization. And there is a massive, from what Talk, Zik, and Sizz were saying, there is a massive population that is inside of that temple. And they've been there for a couple thousand years, and they're not very happy.
After they jabber all this off, I'm gonna look straight at them.
Jabber.
And I'm going to lick my eyebrows.
The Sahuagin does the same thing. Licks his eyebrows right back.
All
and
right.
kind of nod towards you.
Firstly, I would like to say that I've done a lot of bad things. Sometimes they were necessary, but what you have to understand is that we had been attacked by so many Sahuagin, and
you'll find out later on as they go inside the temple, if they do.
Sahuagin activity. So when I came upon what I now know is your tribe here, I was following orders, and I was sent there to eliminate the Sahuagin. Clearly, not all Sahuagin are
exactly, Sanders. Salt, I love nature, it.
But that was not
in
my knowledge at the time. But I apologize for that. And I hope that we can indeed move forward from it.
He says that he conveys back that there's no other alternative. We have to see past that, because if we do not, if we fight with one another like we have been fighting with our brothers, our husbands, our wives, with one another, we've been killing each other off. It's only going to be that much more difficult for not only the remainder of our people here on the island, but you few humans that are in Gastron's Point. And he goes and Talk goes on to say that he does not even think that the Froglok know about Gastron's Point. They know just what the Sahuagin have told them with the few negotiations that they had.
Well, Talk, I did have another question about those Froglocks, as you mentioned. I know who this wizard is that locked him up. I know exactly who it is. And he's a very
who
bad
was that?
man.
He asked what his name was. What is the wizard's name?
The wizard is now referred to as the Lich King. Have you heard of the Lich King?
Oh yeah, several of the other elders, they kind of look at each other and the deep breaths of the Lich King, and they actually say that in common, because that's how they know of the Lich King, is that's how it's said in Sahuagin, is the Lich King. So they know who the Lich King is.
Well, the reason I tell you that is that these frogmen, these Froglocks, are obviously very angry at the person who locked them up there for 2,000 years. So my idea is that we tell them who the wizard is and send them straight after him. We ally with the Froglocks and take out the Lich King.
Send them to the necropolis on boats, huh?
That's it.
That could be a very dangerous thing, don't you think, Captain? A man of your stature and this is what Talk is telling you. Don't you think that could be careless of you to let these Froglok out that want their island back, and they're going to do anything that they can do to get their island back? Nothing is going to stand in the way. There are thousands of them.
I understand. I thought they were already out. I thought we were.
No, they're contained. We've got them contained, but it's only a matter of time before they're able to get back out. They broke the magical. The Sahuagin basically broke the magical spell. And their shamans performed a ritual and broke the seal to get inside of this temple. And it's like this what they told you. And then they ran into the several of these Froglocks on the upper levels of this temple, and then things just went south from there. And then they had to tactically retreat back out. And they got a makeshift seal on this door, but it's not going to hold not much longer.
Well, I believe that since time is of the essence, if I can speak to these frogmen, these Froglocks, and tell them that I know who put them in there, and if they agree to help me, I'll let them out, I think we'll avert the crisis altogether.
Talk thinks that's a foolish mistake that is going to be... He thinks that could be a foolish mistake. But something needs to happen, and he will entertain it. He will not partake in going with you, and then he kind of changes the subject altogether and is wondering if you could possibly get him another ship to get him and the rest of his people off of this island, so they can travel back north to the Fangs.
How many strong are you?
Well, we were several hundred at one point. Now we're down to just a few dozen now.
Well, that shouldn't be a problem at all. I can arrange for a ship to come and transport you.
He consults the other tribesmen, his other elders, and they're in agreement. But it wouldn't be smart of your ship to do it. It would have to be another ship, because
I know that.
if your ship would, then it would probably risk their lives as well. Sahuagin are pretty fierce, and then they would be traitors basically. Then they would be killed. That's how Talk explains it.
That's fine, Talk. I can get you another ship. I know exactly. I've got an idea. You just leave it to
hide
me.
them underneath the crab leg.
I'll get on that ship.
All right.
I use the ESP to project that into the captain's mind. By the way,
he doesn't even know the status of CAC. K-A-K-K, CAC, the rambunctious, future leader of the tribe. He has different thoughts and influences of people within the tribe, and that's why these two factions started. He does not trust any of the humans basically. If it was up to CAC, all of the humans would be, basically strung out to die. And that's what CAC wanted to do.
I don't think that's going to be a problem anymore.
Okay, so Killian, Agnes, and Vance, you three get back to...
Stroll back up in town.
You stroll back in, and you can see Captain Tom and Mordecai there inside of the tent. Several of the flaps are opened up so the wind can go inside. Mordecai, was there anything that you wanted to touch base with really quick before Vance, Agnes,
Captain,
and Killian return?
Can you relay a message to the leaders here for me, please?
Sure.
Here we go.
Would you tell them that they need to load up all the water that they can carry in every vessel that they have, man, woman, boy, girl? Load up all the water, and then after they run out of vessels, load up all the food that they can carry. Don't worry about valuables, don't worry about anything else. And they need to come and go back to Gastron's Point with us.
Well,
We
I
need to
can
leave
tell.
right away.
I can tell them that, but I don't have a ship here to pick them up. I'm going to
That's okay.
send a seagull message off to Captain Saka, Saka Jawea, that is, and I believe he'll send a ship soon, a smuggling vessel to get the Sahuagin back to their home.
Going good, Captain, but we need to put them in Gastron's Point for the time being. They can't stay here.
All right, I'll see what they have to say. Talk. My associate here suggests that you gather up all of your water and belongings and accompany us back to Gastron's Point. Until the ship arrives. What do you think?
Let me out of character really quick, Captain. This Captain Saka Jawiwa, is this a captain of the Armada, one of the ships in the Armada, or one of your bootleg friends?
This is from the old days.
Okay, all right.
Captain Saka was one of my old associates. in me pirate organization.
Hi, I know Captain Sacagawea as well.
If we're speaking out of game for a moment, I would just like to point out that there's more corn in these names than in the entire state of Indiana.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I assume we make it back, man. What ho, Cap? Mordecai? Any progress with the negotiations or whatever the devil is the captain's saying to these fools?
They're going very well, but I have
see you
even
have a tub of some sort of mud there.
I have even better news for you.
What is that?
The ancient Sahuagin ointment for white ghost shivers.
You jest, man. Is this really going to knock it on out of us?
This should do it. What you need to do.
How does one go about applying this remedy?
Bill
need to take a
Chelius, thank you
handful
very
of
much
this
for the follow. I appreciate it, Bill
and
Chelius.
rub it on your forehead.
Just directly rub it on my forehead. As I say that, I scoop me out a palmful of it and proceed to rubbing it all over my forehead. Like so, Captain. How you do it.
That should do it. Well, what is
All
it,
right.
Tuck?
How long before I'm cured?
He is wondering what this crazy, pasty-looking human is doing with the mud.
This is the ritual I was telling you about.
Am I not doing it right, Captain? What's he saying?
It's best just to observe. No, Vance, you're doing exactly.
Should I cover my whole face with this stuff? Will that, you think, make it speed up the process or anything?
That might expedite it. Yes,
I
cover your
grab
whole face.
two handfuls of the mud, and I proceed to coat my entire face and neck with it.
Okay.
It should.
I think I'm feeling better already, man.
I knew you would be. I think that you'll find that in an hour or two you're feeling quite grand.
Right. Thank you, Captain. Thank you. Yet again, you have proven a valuable companion. Thank you, sir.
This Captain Sacagawea, I'm out of character, I'm sorry. Is this a male or a female?
This is a male.
Okay.
This is a male.
Mm-hmm.
Captain Sokka, S-A-K-K-A, Sokka, that
Mm-hmm.
how is it spelled,
Yep.
Captain? Okay, S-A-K-K-A, okay, gotcha.
Or just one K, S-A-K-A.
Okay, gotcha. Captain Sokka with 1K.
Oh,
Who's in the
You gotta
circus
love how
over there?
serious Dave is about this guy now.
If I remember, Captain, he has 2 first mates.
Oh, fuck off.
Lewis and
First base, okay.
That's them. You remember. You remember
Yeah.
Sergeant Lewis
You got
and Petty
an
Officer
Edson
Clark.
first mate, an Edson.
All right, Captain.
So he had an
Right,
Etten for a
Killian,
first mate
Agnes,
with 2
good luck taking the
personalities?
cure here.
Oh my goodness.
No. They're twin brothers.